Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris Sigmund here at Boydson H. Baird Gymnasium on the campus of Maryville College. I'll be joined shortly by Brent Watts as we have the first of two games here in the Maryville College Thanksgiving Classic. This first matchup will feature the Johnson University Royals, who we saw just a couple weeks ago in another classic here at Maryville College against the Oglethorpe Stormy Petrels. Oglethorpe beat Maryville College yesterday on an overtime by a three-point buzzer beater. So two good teams here. We're going to pause for just a minute for the national anthem, come back with starting lineups and all the action.
University from Knoxville, Tennessee, and the home team, the Stormy Petrels of Oglethorpe University from Atlanta, Georgia. At this time, we ask you to please rise, face the flag, and gentlemen, please remove your hats as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And now, let's meet the starting lineup first.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's introduce you to the starting lineups. First for Johnson University, who will be wearing the royal blue and gray trim. At the point, number 10, Gavin Grubb, just a very steady floor leader, averages 10 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. At one of the wing spots, number 11, Nick Jones, averages 6 points, 4 rebounds out of Loganville, Georgia. He's 6'5" and a freshman. Number 22, Ethan Loveday, out of Sevierville, Tennessee. He's a 6-foot senior, averages 3 points a game. Number 23, their leading scorer, can score in a variety of ways, Brent. We've seen him several times here on campus. He's a very impressive player. Kobe Jones averages 20 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Kind of, we'll do a little bit of everything here today. And then their big man, number 24, is Stephen Anastasio, 9 points, 8 rebounds out of Columbia, 6'11" senior.
He's tall.
For the Oglethorpe Stormy Petrels.
From Atlanta.
From Atlanta, Georgia. They'll be wearing the white jerseys with the black numbers. Number 0, Josh Kamen. He averages 6 points, 4 rebounds. He's a 6'2" forward. Number 1, Lane Foster, 10 points, 3 rebounds. He hit the game winner last night against Maryville College, Brent.
Yes.
He's a 6-foot junior.
I'm still bitter.
At guard, number 10, Carlos Sonet, 9 points, 6 rebounds. He's a 6'3" sophomore. At another guard, number 20, Ryan Janae, 6 points, 3 rebounds. He's again a 6'3" sophomore. And then number 32, Will Koch. He's their big guy, 12 points, 12 rebounds a game, 6'5" out of West Palm Beach, Florida. He's a junior.
Yes. Makes me wonder, why would you leave West Palm?
You know, not many people know this, Brent, but Oglethorpe, if I didn't go to Maryville College, for those listening, Brent Watts, who has joined me on the telecast, is always good to see him. We played together here at Maryville College. If I didn't go to Maryville College, I was going to go to Oglethorpe.
Oglethorpe was on my list until they received the financial aid info, and they said we give everybody that fills out the FAFSA $100, and you qualified for $100. So kind of took them off the list at $30,000 a year.
Could you imagine how the fortunes of that program?
Yeah. So
would have gone if you and me would have went down
I'm
there.
surprised we didn't transfer to Randolph-Macon when they were a top 10 party school, but. And the tip is won by Oglethorpe.
Okay. Here comes Oglethorpe. Johnson's out in the man-to-man. There's Cope driving. He kicks it out to Cam and misses that three. And there's number
Jones
23, Kobe Jones. He's going to be all over the floor today for Johnson.
I think I know these Johnson players as well as I know the Maryville players.
Jones finds the big man of Stephen Anastasio down there. He's a load. We've seen him improve over the years, Brent.
Yeah.
He's turned himself into a nice player here in his senior season.
Johnson is a very sound basketball team.
Here's Coke down low in a mismatch. He's got Grubb on him, a little jump hook. That's short.
Grubb is so steady. There it is.
Grubb with the kind of the push shot left-hander out there.
But it's effective.
Nice find
That's
in the
a
corner
good-looking
for
shot.
Carlos Soné. Number 20, Ryan Janae, hit him with that baseline drift pass. Give Oglethorpe the early 3-2 lead. Oglethorpe comes in the game, Brent, with a 3-2 record. Here's Foster pushing up the floor. Cannon can't quite finish the little floater.
The teardrop.
Johnson comes into the game with a 4-6 record. Anastasio with a deep position, left that little jump hook short. It's going to be Oglethorpe basketball. For those that watched yesterday or maybe attended and were expecting to see Pfeiffer play, Pfeiffer played Emory, who you'll see play Maryville College in the second game of the doubleheader here. Pfeiffer had a scheduling conflict and couldn't play the second game today, so Johnson was able to fill in for him.
On a moment's notice?
I think there was a few weeks preparation.
Oh. Well, Johnson is close. Hopefully, the rumor is they're going Division III. They built a beautiful new gym, and they are very close to Maryville College. It would make a very nice rivalry game.
There's Soné. He's short with that corner three at that time. Rebound comes out there to number 11, Nick Jones. Here's Grubb pushing it up the floor. Splits the D with a nice find to Kobe Jones.
Wow.
Gets that shot blocked by Cope.
That doesn't happen to him very often.
Yeah, Jones can really jump. There's a good look by number 1, Lane Foster.
One of the big keys to this game, other than points, is going to be offensive rebounds.
There's Cameron. He missed the three. Oglethorpe taking a lot of threes here. They've only been able to knock down the one. They still lead 3-2, though. Jones with the corner three. The quick release left that one a little short, but Anastasio with a nice rebound. Look at Jones come flying in there for that rebound. Man, he's so active.
Over to Jones, over to Grubb. Grubb. Look at that ball movement.
Anastasio fighting for that rebound. I think they call they get the foul on Anastasio there?
Jump ball.
Was it a jump ball?
Somehow.
Wow. Good battle down there. Number 4 for Oglethorpe, Dimitri Chambers comes in. He's actually their leading scorer, averages 15 a game.
Number 4 for Johnson, Fudge, comes into the game. Our guy, Fudge.
Who is on the NBA radar list. That's so we're trying to
if the
build him up
NBA
here.
listens to us, he'll be in the NBA.
The NBA rarely listens to us, unfortunately.
Well, that's not our problem. That's theirs. I see a Jeff McCord in the building.
Looking dapper.
Reflection off the top of his bald head gave him away.
For Johnson, number 20, Taylor Cresswell coming to the game. Another big body, he's 6'6". Number 15, Brandon Bannis finds our guy Fudge, misses that deep three. Grubb with the offensive rebound, couldn't save it. Here's Chambers rushing up the floor. Wild pass to Sonay. Chambers tracks it down. 3-2, Oglethorpe still leads it.
This is an athletic Oglethorpe team. A lot of good athletes on this roster.
They called a deflection there. Sonay looked like he was trying to drive and kick. Ball ends up out of bounds. They call deflection, so it's going to be Oglethorpe basketball. They're looking at the shot clock. Going to put 14 on it. 16:01 to go left in the first half. Still just a 3-2 ball game. Both teams really struggling to shoot the ball here early. Ryan Janae missed that. Sonay gets the rebound over to number 4, Dimitri Chambers. Nice pass down there to Coke. Nice little jump hook there. Give Oglethorpe an early 5-2 lead. Coke's a nice looking player, man. He's active down there.
So he's 6'5". Again, I don't believe it. I think he's taller.
Here's Grubb up top. 15 on the shot clock. There's Bannis driving that baseline. He finds Fudge.
The lefty in and out.
Yeah, we've seen both Grubb and Jones miss a couple shots they normally make. There's Chambers with the 3 as his coach asked him to slow it down. It's going to be Johnson basketball. We're going to have our first media timeout, Brent, with 14:55 left to go in the first half. Oglethorpe leads at 5-2. And, you know, as you can kind of expect with these early games, not a huge crowd with both of these teams, you know, traveling to be here. You know, you can hear both coaching staffs kind of urging their guys to get going and wake up a little bit. So a little bit sloppy in that first 4 or 5 minutes of the ball game.
Yes, I hear a lot of yelling from the Johnson huddle. I don't know if kids today react to that or how they react. I think they prefer gentle conversation.
Is that how the great Randy Lambert would communicate with you back in the day?
No, he would throw me out of practice with sort of a one-handed motion, and I would come back the next day. So whether it was you're off the team or out of practice, I never asked. I just showed up again the next day.
Up.
And,
like a bad penny. Just keep
kind of like when he told me
right?
he had a dream that he beat me up one time, which is obviously a dream. But, you know, whatever.
Well, let's see if the motivational tactics have paid off here. Johnson needs a bucket. They've still only got 2 points. Oglethorpe's in a 2-3 zone now. There's Jones. That's probably a good place to start. Bannis with a nice drive. Couldn't finish it.
Nothing's wrong. There's a lid on that basket for Johnson.
Here comes Chambers. Nice dish from Chambers. Down there to number 15, Sam Schneidmiller. Who gets a steal, finds Chambers, tried to repay the favor, but Chambers couldn't finish that layup. Oglethorpe leads at 7-2.
Future NBA prospect Fudge to the hole. Rejected by number 23 from El Paso, Texas.
Koju Atiwe.
Probably.
6'4" sophomore. Here comes Coke. He's checking back in the game for number 20, Ryan Janae. Oh! Kobe Jones met up high. Thought he got fouled. No call. Nice Euro step by Chambers there for the bucket to give Oglethorpe an early 9-2 lead. Number 5, Orion Mashburn for Johnson is also checked into the ball game. Here's Mashburn in the corner. Jones in the corner for 3. That's good. Maybe just a matter of time before he got it going.
He is what you would call caution.
Johnson trying to change the pace up with a little bit of full court pressure. Oglethorpe broke that pretty easily. Oh, what a hustle by Jones. He deflected that, went around the T-way, dove on the floor, got a jump ball. It's still going to be Oglethorpe basketball, but only 10 seconds on the shot clock, 13:22 left to go in the first half.
I love-hate relationship with Jones. I love watching him play, except I hate when he's playing against Maryville.
Yeah, he plays with a high motor.
Very nice small college wing.
Sam Schneidmiller with a nice drive. It looks like he lost the ball on the way up, couldn't quite finish it. Oh, deep three.
Cresswell. He can hit that.
Deep three, pull up, no good. 9-5 still, Oglethorpe leads it. Here's Sonne, pump fake. Chambers driving that baseline. Oh, nice finish with the right hand for the left-handed player to give Oglethorpe an 11-5 lead. Here's Jones. That three is no good. Kobe Jones.
Everything's in and out for Johnson today.
Starting to see, normally we've seen Kobe Jones play several times. He's always kind of stoic. You can see a little bit of frustration after he walked off the floor there. I think like you talked about, they've gotten so many good looks that just kind of keep rattling in and out.
Yeah. Yeah, I like your assessment.
A nice little pick and roll to Coke with a big-time finish with Esteban challenging him on that. There's a tip pass.
Well, I still don't understand why he left West Palm, but I can see why Coach Ponder wanted him in Atlanta. That was a nice finish over a much bigger defender.
It's going to be a turnover now. Oglethorpe basketball. 12:07 left to go in the half. Oglethorpe leads it 13-5. Number 22, Ethan Loveday, checks back into the ball game for Johnson.
Hey, slow down one time. Slow down.
Coke down there with Jones on him. Nice move down there by Josh Cameron as he got the big man to go for a little head and shoulder fake and then finished on the other side using the rim to protect it. And there's another turnover from Johnson. It's been very uncharacteristic. You normally don't see them turn it over like this. They've been look a little out of sorts.
You definitely don't.
We got a timeout on the floor here.
Grubb's not handling the ball there, but you got to look at somebody when you got Grubb out there who has 20 turnovers on the season, so he's averaging about he's only averaging 2 turnovers a game, and he's their primary ball handler, and he's got over a 2-to-1 assist ratio. You wonder why he's not handling the ball out there.
Oglethorpe leads it by 10.
TGP in the arena. TGP just arrived. Trevor Gaines Perry.
You can hear the murmur in the crowd.
You can, if you want to.
Mainly from you.
Mainly from me, but you can use the hashtag MossTGP or hashtag MoreTGP to interact with us via Twitter.
Yeah, I was just looking here, Brent. Johnson has 3 early turnovers. Oglethorpe has 0 so far.
Yes, I see that as well. You see anything else?
Just a heck of a ball game here. Number 55, Caleb Laws for Johnson, checks into the ball game. He's a 6'7" freshman. Yeah, looked to be a little more active defensively. I think that's what the Johnson coaching staff was looking for.
Yeah, one thing you got to look for in a game like this, Johnson's got a really slow start, but Oglethorpe's not getting the separation. They've only got 15 points almost halfway through the first half. So they got a 10-point lead, but this game's going to end up somewhere around 70 points. The winner's going to end up somewhere in the 70s or 80s, even with Johnson's slow start.
Just like you talked about, here's Grubb, your primary ball handler. Seems like they settle it down against that press with him out there. Of course, he almost turns it over as soon as I say that.
Don't jinx him.
Nice anticipation by Josh Cammon out there. Almost got the turnover. It's going to be Johnson basketball. 21 seconds left to go on the shot clock. I think he wants Caleb up there at the top. There's Bannis with a deep three. Grubb with the offensive rebound. Bannis with a little pump fake, trying to work on that baseline against Cammon. Really nice defense by Cammon. Nice pass to Cammon as he filled the lane. Chambers found him. Beautifully run fast break. 17-5 now. Oglethorpe opens a 12-point lead with 10.5 minutes to go in the first half.
There they go to Jones right in the middle. That's his shot.
Yeah, he doesn't miss that much, but he hadn't been able to find the range here early. Chambers with a wild attempt there, missed it.
Yeah, this Oglethorpe team we're seeing should be very competitive in the SAA this year. There we go.
There's a three by Loveday there. He only averages 3 a game.
Well, there it is.
That was a timely bucket. 17-8. Oglethorpe leads it.
Hey, 50 top, 50 top.
Cammon in the corner. That's no good. Oglethorpe now 1 of 8 from the three-point line. Kobe Jones with the offensive rebound down there. Might have gotten away with a travel, but didn't finish it anyway.
He really is struggling today.
That ball went off of number 55, Caleb Laws. It's going to be Oglethorpe basketball, 20 to go on the shot clock.
But guess who's back?
Number 10, Carlos Saunier for Oglethorpe checks in, along with Johnson's number 4, Torrey Fudge.
And number 5,
Ryan Mashburn
from Maryville.
Maryville, Tennessee.
Put
William
too many
Blunt,
syllables, Maryville.
William Blunt Project.
William Blunt. Kevin Wendell, trained player.
A deep three by number 1, Lane Foster, couldn't connect. Here's Chambers with a corner three. That's no good. I believe that makes Oglethorpe 1 of 10 from the three-point line. There's Mashburn with the drive.
Mashburn can finish above the rim.
Yeah, he kind of hung up there and got the foul on Cope. He's going to get two free throws. You know, Brent, to your point earlier, you know, Johnson's really struggling. They're 3 of 22 from the floor. They only have 8 points 12 minutes into the ball game. You know, but Oglethorpe hadn't shot it well. They're 1 of 10 from the three-point line. And they're letting Johnson kind of hang around now.
Yeah, they're not knocking them out. You know, if they're up at 35 points, this game would end up being a rout, but there's just not the separation. And Johnson can put them up in a hurry.
Cuts the lead to 7. Oglethorpe's going to have to take a timeout as they couldn't get the inbound against that Johnson pressure. 17-10, Oglethorpe leads it with 8:44 left to go in the first half.
I believe motivation is internal. That is a form of external motivation.
It's always fascinating to watch. You know, coaches, I think they know their kids. They know the team's personality. You know, I'm watching Coach Ponder over here for Oglethorpe, and he's just kind of talking more businesslike, and then Johnson is a lot more animated, trying to urge his guys. But quite honestly, you know, when your teams come out and play the way they have early, that's sometimes you got to get their attention and get them going. And they've started in the last minute or two to finally show a little bit of sign of life here. Johnson stays in that pressure. Now they back off. Number 11, Justin Day, is checked in for the first time for Oglethorpe. There you go. There's a nice shot by number 20, Ryan Janae.
That is a good-looking shot.
Janai, excuse me. There's Fudge for a deep three. That's good. Knocks that down
quickly.
Both teams trading threes. 2013, Oglethorpe leads it. There's Janai again for a deep three. That rattles out that time. Fudge with the rebound. Fudge quickly into the front court, finds Grubb. He probes in there, kicks out the Fudge.
Just off.
Yeah, neither team can get kind of consecutive buckets. It's a good pass. Really nice pass by number 10, Carlos Sone, to his buddy Ryan Janai. Got the last 5 for Oglethorpe. Here's Sone with the steal. He's got Fudge chasing him down. Euro step. Nice reverse finish. Might have got fouled, but no call. But a fantastic finish to extend the lead to 11.
Very complex move where a player like yourself would have just dunked it. Oh, wait, you never dunked in college. Sorry.
There's Taylor Cresswell with a deep three in the corner.
Sorry to hit a deep wound there.
Too busy setting back screens for you guys.
Yeah, back screen.
Oglethorpe with an unforced turnover there. They're going to get a 10-second call, Brent, and that wasn't because of pressure. That was just Lane Foster just took a little too long to get across half court.
Yep.
24-16. Oglethorpe leads it. 6:42 left to go in the first half. Only been one team foul against Oglethorpe called in this game. None against Johnson. So.
Yeah, the aggressiveness out there, both teams do look tired. Obviously, we know Oglethorpe traveled up from Atlanta and played yesterday. Don't know what Johnson's schedule has been, but I do know they had a very busy November and a very busy December. So, I think they played something like 12 games in November or something.
Well, this is yeah, you're right. This is their 11th game.
Yeah,
so,
I mean it's just a crazy number of games. In
Oglethorpe
such a short
played
period of time.
5, and West-Maryville played 4 now, I think. So you're right. That's a lot of games in a month to start the season.
Yeah, and so, the guys from Johnson look tired, and rightfully so. That is a lot of basketball.
Brent, how hard is it for these, especially for younger guys, to come in when they go from the high school level where all your games are at night, Friday nights and Tuesday nights and all that stuff, to go to play these Saturday and Sunday, 2 o'clock starts, 1 o'clock starts? How difficult is that for you to adjust your body to that?
Physically, they're young, so their bodies recover quickly. It's more of the mental.
With the steal.
The mental aspect of being able to perform at 100% 2 days in a row is what really gets them. And, that's why it takes 2 to 3 seasons for a lot of guys to learn to put together a great weekend as opposed to a first game or a second game. And so, and plus the preparation for 2 teams versus 1 team.
Nice pass to Nick Jones. Number 2, Josh LaCroix, into the ball game for the first time. He's a 5'7" sophomore guard. Here's Orion Mashburn, a little floater on the baseline, leaves it short. Got the look they wanted again, just can't finish. 26-16, Oglethorpe leads it.
As we start to see some of the Emory players walk in, and they look good. They look like they know how to play basketball. Looks smart, too.
First team foul on Johnson comes with 5:59 to go in the half. Quick release by number 11, Justin Day. He's only a freshman. Oh,
athleticism right there. There he gets one.
Kobe Jones
With that basket by Kobe Jones.
cuts the lead to 12, 30 to 18. Oglethorpe leads it. I think there's another three by Day, back to back. Instant offense off the bench. Nice feed down to the big man.
At his height, that's just he gets positioned that low. He's too tough to stop.
A little miscommunication, I think, on Johnson. They're going to get away with it as Coke missed that wide open three. 33-20, Oglethorpe leads it.
There's a lot of yelling there for.
They were trying to communicate. Get it down to the big man again with another nice little jump hook. They may have found something they want to stick with here with Anastasio. He's got back-to-back buckets, cuts the lead to 10. There's Coke with another three. That one rattles out. Let's see if they look for Anastasio again down here. He had him buried. He didn't see him.
Got him buried. There it is. Double team comes.
Turned it over that time. There's Day with his third three.
Simply en fuego.
35-22 now. Oglethorpe extends the lead. Kobe Jones driving baseline. Gets cut off, finds Orion Mashburn for a three. Needed that one. Both teams finally starting to knock down some shots. 35-25. Oglethorpe leads it with 3:15 to go in the ball, or in the first half. Excuse me. It's gonna be a charge. Nice job by Josh Lecoy stepping in front of number 20 Ryan Janai. We're going to have immediate timeout with 3:11 to go in the first half. Oglethorpe leads it by 10.
Our time to shine. Media timeout.
Well, Brent, that stretch was by far the most productive for both teams. They finally started to hit some shots, and did you notice anything out there? Was it better ball movement? They just finally knocked some shots down, or
instead of rimming out, the shots went through the rim. It's kind of the big thing.
You're a heck of a color man. You know that. You really describe the action well for the viewing audience.
Hard to believe I only played here 4 years. Yeah. Yeah. No, it literally is. It's just, the shots are going down. They've been getting good shots all game.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm giving you a hard time, but I agree with you. Both of these teams are well coached. They've moved the ball well. They've defended well. They're getting looks that they want, and it really, until that last 4 or 5 minute stretch, neither team was able to knock anything down with consistency, and then we finally saw both teams knock a few shots down.
Yeah, W. Johnson looks tired from the sheer number of games they played, and Oglethorpe's playing a lot of young players, in a back-to-back weekend early in the season. So, fatigue is definitely an issue. They tip off at 2 o'clock here, and there's not a lot of turnaround time.
The one thing that's so different than from our era, 15, 20 years ago, is you don't we saw back-to-back post entries to Anastasio for buckets, but it's rare to get just a good post move and bucket down in the paint nowadays, isn't it?
Oh, there's nothing more annoying than he's posted. Yeah, I noticed, and I don't care. Yeah, settle down, Randy.
Fudge hits a big three there to cut it to 7. It's as close as Johnson's been in a while. Ooh,
yeah, the three-point shot really is taking over the game. Guys have mastered it. That is part of the change that he's almost single-handedly accredited to Steph Curry. And, that's why you see these upsets in Division I major college basketball, with Evansville beating Kentucky and Stephen F. Austin beating Duke. You can shoot the three. Height can be negated.
Chambers with the deep three in the corner. Extends the lead back to 10.
Into Cresswell.
Tried to get a post entry. There's a nice fill from
Wow.
Josh Cammon. Filled that lane.
Wow.
Threw it down with one hand.
He looks, there's a lot of
Like a
anger
young
in that
Jason
one.
Pogue, wouldn't you think?
Oh, yeah, that was nice. I like that. Looks like he got some frustration out on that one. He was mad at the rim.
Going to get a walk on Grubb.
Wow.
Grubb's been unusually silent. Normally he's kind of involved in everything, and we haven't called his name much in this first half.
I know.
40-28. Oglethorpe leads it just under 2 minutes to go in the first half. A crucial 2 minutes for Johnson.
Yeah, they need to go in down single digits at the half.
There's a three from number 13, Trevor Goley. He's a 6-foot sophomore out of Snellville, Georgia. It went to the IMG Academy, it says.
That's vintage Jones right there.
Yeah, athletic move.
Yeah, when you're fatigued, you don't want to have to use all your energy coming back to get it to tied, and then you're exhausted and the other team makes a run again.
Hey, how important is it for Johnson to cut this under 10 here going into the half?
It's huge. It's huge. But at this point, they could get it down to 6 or 4. Who knows?
A big
looking
three.
shot right there.
Yeah, it's a big three by Ethan Loveday. That's his second of the half. Both of them have been really crucial. Only averages 3 a game, but that's his second three. 55 to go. There's Cameron. He misses that three. Number 20, Taylor Cresswell with the rebound. Now all of a sudden, to your point, Johnson can cut it. They're going to get a travel on Loveday.
He got the big eyes.
40-33, Oglethorpe leads it. 48 seconds to go.
Oglethorpe putting their starters back in. They understand that this halftime lead could be insurmountable.
Oh, nice rebound by Kobe Jones.
Fell down. Not sure that's not a travel.
Let's see if they pull this out for one shot here from Johnson.
Nope, not when you're Grubb. And it is a 5-point game. Let's see if Oglethorpe can answer. Looks like they're going to hold it for one.
To your point, you said this would be a 70-point, 80-point ball game. Both teams, 40-35. They're right on pace now, despite their early struggles.
One day you will learn not to question me.
It's going to be a foul on Cresswell, I believe. They get him shooting.
Yep. You've been questioning me for 22 long years.
It's going to be Lane Foster going to the line for two with 4.6 seconds to go with a 5-point lead. First free throw up and good. Toju Atiwe, number 23, coming back into the game along with number 0, Josh Cammon, for this last defensive possession for Oglethorpe.
I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would bet that the Royals are going to go to Kobe Jones right here.
Come out in a little full court pressure. Great hands by Greg Judkins over there.
Judkins, you're the man.
Notice that Brent Watts still refused to play any defense. No interest in touching that ball. 1 second to go. Here's Cresswell. That shot's going to get blocked at the buzzer. Oglethorpe's going to go into the locker room with a 42-35 halftime lead, Brent.
Yes.
Like we talked about, the first half, the first 10 minutes or so of that half were kind of ugly. A lot of missed shots, but both teams really picked it up. Again, Oglethorpe was up by as many as, I believe, 13. Johnson cut it down to 5 and had a chance to cut it down even further right there before the half, but they're going to go in down 7. Looking real quick, Oglethorpe shot 43% from the field, ended up 6 of 23 from the three-point line after, I believe, starting 1 of 10 or 11. Johnson 7 of 18 from the three-point line, shooting 37% overall. So Oglethorpe just able to shoot a little bit better. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back with some halftime stats and get you ready for the second half action between Johnson and the Oglethorpe Stormy Petrels.
Can't wait.
As Brent Watts dances his way into the halftime. Chris, can you hear me? Test, test, test. Welcome back, everybody, here at Boydson H. Baird Gymnasium as the Oglethorpe Stormy Petrels lead the Johnson University Royals 42-35. We'll go over a few halftime statistics here. For Oglethorpe, their leading scorer is number 10, Carlos Sonet, with 7 points, along with number 4, Dimitri Chambers, who also has 7. Scoring really spread out well for Oglethorpe, as Josh Cammon has 6, Will Koch has 4, Lane Foster with 2, Ryan Janai has 5, Sam Schneidmiller has 2, and then, number 11, Justin Day, with those 3 threes, is actually the leading scorer with 9. Overall, Oglethorpe shoots it 17 for 39 in that first half, good for 44%, 6 of 23 from the three-point line, made their only 2 free throws. Looking at it, they had only 3 turnovers in that first half, which was a big factor. Had 11 assists. Had 11 assists there. For Johnson, they shoot it 13 of 36 for 36%. They shoot 7 of 19 for 37% from the three-point line. Made their only 2 free throws. Leading scorer for Johnson, number 7, number 23, Kobe Jones. He's got 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, working on a triple-double. However, he averages about 20, so he's down under his average for the game. Steve Anastasio has 6, Toure Fudge has 6, Orion Mashburn 5, Taylor Cresswell with 3. Ethan Loveday hit 2 big threes. He's good for 6, and then Gavin Grubb has 2. Oglethorpe has 9 turnovers, 9 assists, ends up with 25 rebounds, out-rebounded Oglethorpe 25-20 in that first half. And really it just came down to turnovers, and Johnson didn't shoot the ball as well as Oglethorpe, which got out. Oglethorpe got out to that 13-point lead until Johnson was able to cut it back going into halftime, where they went down 7. Got about 9 minutes before we go into the second half. Again, this is Chris Sigmund along with Brent Watts. We'll be back in just a few and set the table for what is hopefully an exciting second half between Oglethorpe and Johnson. Test, test, test. Test, test. I can't hear anything in my ears.
Combined, that's like a 22 IQ. Did you have a good Thanksgiving? Where does that
You hear?
I think that's better.
I just turned it up. I had it up.
Do a test on it.
It'll only go in one ear.
Yeah.
I know, I'm not hearing.
Test 1 2, test 1 2.
Hey, does he have a place down?
Test 1 2. Test 1.
Yeah. All right, sorry folks if you're listening at home. We were having a few technical difficulties. I think we've got them sorted out here going into the second half. Great work by our Maryville College staff as always. We got about 7 minutes to go before the start of the second half. We'll be right back and set the table with Oglethorpe and Johnson. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sigmund along with Brent Watts here at halftime. Brent, what are your thoughts on on the first half of action? Brent enjoying a little concession food from the Boynton H. Baird Gymnasium concession department. We got about a minute to go. Oglethorpe leads at 42-35 in what ended up to be a pretty entertaining first half after a very slow start by both teams.
Yes, Johnson played 4 games last week. I talked to some of their fans. They
They're young. They can do that.
They are young, but
How many weeks would you need today to play 4 games?
52.
That's a good pace to that first half, you know. The shots weren't falling early, which made it a little bit ugly, but there was only, I think, 2 or 3 foul calls the entire half. It was a clean half. Not a lot of turnovers. Oglethorpe had 3. Johnson did have 9, which is high for them. But for the most part, a really good pace, a really entertaining style. And once they started to knock down some shots, it was a really entertaining first half.
Yeah, both are definitely quality small college teams. Like I said, I think Oglethorpe's going to do well in the SAA this year with Barry and Center and some other schools that are in that conference. So I do look for Johnson to explode and put up some points this half. So I do see this game getting easily into the 80s. If it doesn't, I think Oglethorpe has a better chance to win the lower the score stays.
You know, as we talked about, they got to get Kobe Jones going, which is an interesting statement considering he's on pace for a triple-double at the half. He's got 7 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, but it was, he's not making those impact plays that we often see him make. So let's see if we can see if he kind of gets going here in the second half. There's almost a turnover and a drop off to Anastasio. Finishes that like he was mad. I don't know what that rim down there did to everybody, but that's 2 big dunks down there.
Mucho gusto to the rim. He said, "Nice to meet you."
Is that how that translates?
I don't know.
42-37 now. They cut the lead. Here's Cameron up top, driving on Anastasio. He's going to find Koch with a nice pass for 3. That's good.
There it goes.
Beautiful pass by Josh Cameron. Here's Loveday. He finds Jones in the lane, comes swooping in, finishes that with an athletic move. That's kind of what we were talking about, what was missing in that first half.
Yeah, Jones can put up 20 points and a half. He's on pace for a triple-double, but, those stats are very average for him.
There's a turnover from Koch. I think that ball got deflected. Here comes Jones. See if they find Loveday in the corners. Nobody was guarding him. He pump fakes, finds a cutting Jones. That's gonna deflect off his hands.
Jones is having problems making some of those sneaky plays. Normally he cuts and guys don't notice him. Could be to the brightness of his shoes. It's so tough for him to hide out there with those shoes on.
Might also have something to do with the Oglethorpe scouting.
Nah. By the way, these M&Ms here are for a M&M eating contest we're going to have during the next media timeout.
I guarantee a victory in that.
I can drink M&Ms.
Here's number 1.
Coming off long rebound. Grubb with a nice entry pass.
Anastasio having a nice game. Every time it seems like he touches it down there, he's scored it. Here's Lane Foster. Johnson's now cut the lead to 4. It's as close as they've been since the early minutes of this ball game. It's good defense by Loveday. He turns.
That's nice defense.
Turns Sonay. Grubb almost gets a turnover. Now Johnson's finally coming to life.
Grubb just got his grubby little hands on that pass. Such a steady, solid point guard. Solid defensively, solid offensively.
Any relation to Matt Grubb?
No, I don't think so. Matt Grubb is a legend on the D3 boards, chat rooms.
That's going to be a travel on Koch. Johnson's going to get the ball back. 17:36 to go in the ball game. They're down 4, but that's as close as they've been in a while, and they've come out with some good intensity here in this second half. Here's Nick Jones driving into the lane. Finds Loveday, shoots a little, I thought it was a floater. He got to Anastasio, gets that shot blocked by Foster, but they're going to call a foul. Anastasio will go to the line. They can cut the lead to 2.
The foul is on Oglethorpe
We have our first warning from the athletic department.
Getting full encouragement and full
That's
support
first to
from
five.
the athletic
The goal
department.
is 5 warnings.
Speaking of motivation.
Fortunately, I'm well educated. I have a degree from Maryville College.
First free throw up and good by Anastasio. Anastasio with his 11th point in the ball game. Go with 5 rebounds. Second free throw up and good.
Good looking free throws right there by the big man.
Johnson cuts it to 2. It's going to be interesting, Brent. You know, we've seen so many times where a team digs a big hole, fights so hard, and gets back into it, but you use so much energy. It'll be interesting to see now that Johnson's kind of got themselves back, you know. Will they relax at all, or will they have enough energy to kind of sustain this run?
Is that inside, or are you repeating what I said in the first half?
I heard it from somebody way smarter than you. Number 20, Ryan Janai with a big 3, though, for Oglethorpe to extend the lead to 48-43.
Yeah, we're at a 5-point game. This is anybody's game at this point, especially with Fudge, our NBA prospect, coming back into the game.
There's Nick Jones with a corner
Nick
3, and he
Jones.
knocks it down.
He's been quiet today. He's a nice player, but he has been quiet today.
Both teams coming out with fireworks here in the second half. There's number 4, Dimitri Chambers.
Nice up and under.
Wow, finishes with the right hand. He's a left-handed player and finished with a little 8-foot floater with the right hand. He's their leading scorer off the bench. Leading scorer, period. He averages 15 a game, but he comes off the bench. Cresswell with a nice little jump hook, leaves it short, and Koch comes away with that rebound. Boy, Koch's a versatile player.
That's a nice pull-up. Just short.
50-46, 16 minutes left to go in the ball game. Oglethorpe leads it. There's Grubb with a nice drive. He finishes, cuts it to 2. Johnson staying in there man-to-man. Here's Chambers driving on Grubb. Tries to finish that right hand. That's no good. Kobe Jones comes away with the rebound. Johnson can tie or take a lead for the first time in this ball game. Have a kick on number 1, Lane Foster. They have a media timeout, Brent. 15-23 left to go in the ball game. Johnson with possession, 22 left on the shot clock, down by 2 with their first opportunity to tie or take the lead in this ball game since the opening minutes.
Yeah, they've already erased that lead that was that Oglethorpe took through their poor shooting performance by Johnson. They've been able to erase that in their shooting performance. They've now made 8. Both teams have made 8 threes, but Johnson's up to 40% from 3, and Oglethorpe's still at 30%. And you know, that's really going to make a difference. They've only got Oglethorpe down for 4 offensive rebounds, which I'm not sure. I think that number's higher, but some of those could have been team rebounds, etc., where they got more possessions. But Oglethorpe has taken 4 more shots than Emory at this point.
Number 4, Torrey Fudge, and number 5, Orion Mashburn, have checked into the ball game for Johnson.
Coach Wilceris has stepped into Boydston Gymnasium.
Commanding respect over there. Looking dapper today.
Looks like he's been working out.
Done a few crunches. There's Grubb with that lefty push shot. That's no good. Rebound comes away to number 20, Ryan Janai. There's Sonay with a deep 3. That's a big shot.
That's a good-looking shot. Jones was late at closing out on him.
That's a big shot. All the momentum was with Johnson. Sonay able to extend that lead to 5 as Johnson can't quite get over the hump. Miss Jones right there in the middle of that lane. I think Jones trying to pass it to the referee who.
Well, he had Fudge and he had Cresswell, and he split the difference.
Referee was open. And looks like he's got a good shot.
You know, looks like it could be a threat from deep.
53-48. Oglethorpe leads at 14:40 left to go in the ball game. Here's Chambers over to Koch. Here's Janai with a deep three. That's back-to-back threes. Just as Johnson had cut it to 2, that's back-to-back threes. Now Oglethorpe extends the lead back out to 8.
Well, what you talked about, did Johnson expend too much energy to get it back to 0?
Number 2, Josh LaCroix into the ball game. Quickly, is Steve Anastasio going to check back into the ball game for number 20, Taylor Cresswell. Anastasio having one of the better games I've seen him have. He's really been a force down there. He's got Sonay down there on him if they can find him. There's Fudge with a deep three. Banks it in.
Fudge!
You call that?
By the way, that tape's getting sent to the NBA.
Cuts the lead to 5. 13:50
All
left to
this
go in the ball
joker
game.
comes around from when we got to meet him and talk to him. And he's a great kid, and we really like him. I think he's a really nice player. There's a nice one.
It seems like every time Johnson makes a play, Oglethorpe comes back and hits one. As that time, number 4, Demetri Chambers just smoothly knocks down a 3 to cut the lead, or to increase the lead back to 8. Fudge with a deep 3. This time knocks that one down.
Yes. We're going to tell him about that, and I'm sure he's going to tell us about that. So that was a big-time shot
That
right
was
there.
5 or 6 feet behind the three-point line. He's preparing for next year when the Division III line will be extended out.
Actually, he may be prepared for next year when it's with the Atlanta Hawks. If we get our way.
Chambers again, though. He responds.
Chambers with a nice play.
I mean, that's back-to-back plays. Fudge come down and hit a 3. Chambers the first time steps back, hits an easy 3. This time he's going to get the and 1. Have an opportunity to extend that lead back out to 8. 61-54 right now. Oglethorpe leads it with 13:04 left to go in the ball game. Fudge is going to take a break. Free throw up and good.
Bumped. Grub strong.
Number 4, Demetri Chambers, his first 3 on the team.
Yeah, if you bump Grub off balance, you've done something because he is a strong young man.
A nice lead by Jones to look at him get up for that rebound.
Tough call.
We're going to adjust the game clock. I don't think the clock started. The legendary Jack Roberts on the clock down there.
Jack Roberts, proof that the program survives without Randy. We still don't know if the program will survive without Jack.
There's no data. Nice hesitation by Sonay. They're going to get to Chambers in the corner. He missed it. It's a good battle by Ryan Mashburn, and I believe that was Ryan Janai down there.
The foul?
They got a foul on Mashburn. I thought that was just going to be a jump ball, but they got a foul on Mashburn there. That seemed to be a pretty good battle.
From where I'm sitting, that was a jump ball. And I
Number
must admit, we
15,
have pretty
Sam
good seats for this
Schneid.
game.
We do have great seats. The company's lacking, but
I am carrying your dead weight on this.
Here's Chambers again with another 3. He knocks that down. He's got 9 straight for Oglethorpe. believe that gives them 15 for the ball game.
That's
Extends the
ball
lead to
movement.
11. Here's Loveday. It's another big three. That's his third of the game. All three of them have just been momentum killers. Cuts the lead back down to 8. Johnson had cut the lead to 2 with the ball. Oglethorpe behind Chambers extended that lead back out to 11. Here's
Grub
Chambers
gambles.
again.
Smush, 1,000-point play. Or a jump ball.
We're going to get a timeout here. Oglethorpe leads at 65-57, 11:39 to go.
For the media.
Brent, can we
we're gonna
agree
do
that
this?
the most unfair rule in basketball is that if you shoot a ball and wedge it between the rim and the backboard, it's a jump ball and
That
you
you
can
could get the
retain
ball
possession.
back?
Yeah.
Yeah. That rule, I think 3 seconds is communist.
Fouling.
Nah, you know. Some
Foul
things,
limits, right? I mean,
I'm a big believer no blood, no foul. But, yeah, the ball gets smushed in there and you get it back.
yeah, you get rewarded for it.
You know, I
think.
got to say, in general, the possession era is very socialist, very communist, very fascist. And I really don't know the difference between fascism and socialism other than it must just be the uniforms. But with that said, the jump ball should be instituted in the collegiate game at this point. The three-point line has moved back. They need to institute the jump ball. I love the 30-second shot clock.
Yeah.
You know, all these things are increasing the skill, but the skill of the player, the resources that the players have.
Why don't they have a jump ball at the collegiate level?
Fascism.
Is it a time thing? They think it takes too long?
Yeah, I mean, it just, you may have a center against a point guard, and they don't like that. But
65-57, Oglethorpe leads at 11:39 left to go in the ball game. Here's Soné on the baseline. Tries to find number 23, Toju Atiwe, but Johnson comes away with it.
apparently we're having problems with the clock operator, Jack Roberts, who is 128
Look,
years old.
I don't make it a habit of second guessing referees, but I can almost guarantee that Jack Roberts is not the issue down here on the clock.
Jack Roberts has been to more Division III basketball games than any other person.
I would dare say Jack Roberts is counting in his head while the clock is not working. Here's Loveday with another three. That's good.
Shot.
Boy, he's come up big with 12 points today. Only averages 3. All 4 of them, have been huge shots. That cuts the lead to 5 for Oglethorpe.
Here's Soné to the middle. Good
A nice
pass.
Schneidmiller stuck down there. Finds.
Oh, did not see that coming.
Toju Edaway
And he
rises
stares at his
and-
bench.
and was
Of course,
able
he's
to-
young, and he'll learn as he gets older that you're supposed to stare at the other bench.
Here's Soné. He's got
this
a
one.
fast break. Lays it up and in. And again, Justice Johnson had cut it to 5. Oglethorpe back-to-back buckets extends the lead to 9. Here's Bannis in the corner for Johnson. Kobe Jones been very quiet this second half. He scored the first possession and hasn't taken another shot.
Late call. Good call. Late call. Wonder where Oglethorpe got the idea to 2-3 this team. Sit back in a 2-3 zone against this team.
Did you tell him?
No, I did not. No, I was just expecting to see Pfeiffer today. But
Loveday knocks down the first free throw. He's been a big benefit for Johnson, keeping them in the ball game while some of their typically leading scorers are well behind pace. 69-61, Oglethorpe leads.
yeah,
it.
it's funny that we're saying that Kobe Jones is having an off game when he has 9 points, 8 boards, and 4 assists.
The average is 20 a game. And really, we're talking about shooting the basketball.
Yeah.
He always plays hard, always rebounds well, looking for his teammates. He just hasn't shot the ball tremendously well. Hadn't taken a lot of shots today, has he?
No, but we talk about him being just a really good small college that could be across D3, NAI, D2 wing player. I mean, you look at the guy; he's struggling from the field, but he's got 8 rebounds.
Yeah.
Still
Still making an impact.
Yes, making a huge impact in this game.
It's a lot different than when you played. If you didn't score, you were fairly useless. Can
I
we
always
agree on
scored,
that?
though. Except when you didn't pass me the ball.
Here's Justin Day. Had a huge first half, but he's going to get called for the charge right there. I think that was Loveday stepping in there to take that charge.
Best defense I ever faced was Randy Lambert. Remember that time Jack had 8 points at Rust?
I do. He made all tournament. Here's Grubb. Finds Jones for Thor. Had a good look there. That's going to be number 1, Lane Foster with the rebound, but lost his footing and get called for the travel. Jones could not have been more wide open on that one. Those are just shots we've been used to seeing him make. (69-61). Oglethorpe leads it.
Mashburn played for the great Kevin Wendell at William Blount.
We played Kevin Wendell when he
We
was at
did.
Tennessee
He played.
Wesleyan.
He's all right. He played at Tennessee Wesleyan. Just a great guy.
I actually guarded him, which means he probably scored only 25 in that game.
No doubt it was a career night.
There's Jones. Couldn't quite finish, but he's going to get to the free throw line.
Free throw line. Guy's good.
The foul is on Oglethorpe, number 11,
These will be
Justin Day,
his first 2 free throws of the game. I don't know how many he averages, but it seems like he usually gets the line a lot more often than he has today.
I like watching that kid play. You think Johnson will let us do their games?
Well, I'm sure with the rating spike today, I would imagine we'll be in high demand, so we can pick and choose.
Yeah, well, I mean, demand across the country for us will probably be,
Number 4, Torrey Fudge, back into the ball game for the Royals.
Kobe Jones is a junior.
Second free throw good. 69-63. Johnson clawing their way back into it, now down 6. Good matchup here.
Oh, that is a good matchup. Oh, nice.
Chambers with the... Man, he's just shifty. No wasted motion at all.
A little smaller, a little quicker than Fudge. Fudge is a little bigger, a little stronger.
He got Fudge off his feet. Here's Mashburn on the baseline.
Told you that guy could finish above the rim. He's a nice player.
Basket by O'Brien Mashburn.
Here's Jason Day for 3. That's no good, but I think he's going to get fouled by Grubb.
Disagree. Grubb doesn't foul.
The foul is on
Didn't let him land on that, Brent. You want to explain that call?
No, because I don't agree with it.
At the line for 3 shots, Justin Day.
I would think not letting them land gives you a huge advantage.
Next time they'd learn not to jump, right?
Bingo. If they're smart, which they are Division III student athletes, so they are intelligent.
First 2 free throws good from Day. Day had 3 big threes in the first half.
Yeah, he's a nice player. He's a pure shooter.
First points of the second half. He hits all 3 of those. He's got 12 in the ball game now. Dimitri Chambers leads all scorers with 18. Esteban again scores it down low.
You lose the battle when he gets position. Oh, what a
Anastasio,
nice block.
yeah. Chambers got 11 points in the second half for Oglethorpe. 74-67, Oglethorpe leads it. 8:08 left to go in the ball game. Want to give a shout out to Josh Tummel and appreciate his encouragement and support as always.
You know,
he's always been a great teammate.
It's always nice to be part of the family and get positive encouragement from, after 20-something years. Josh, great family man. And that's from his parents, his brother, his wife, his kids.
Here's a lob down.
His brother, who was actually better than him at basketball, Travis.
Anastasio. What'd they call it there, Brent? A travel?
Yes. Well, we're on to this media timeout.
Brought to you by M&M's.
Brought to you by M&M's. Sig and I are probably going to have an M&M eating contest. I got your bag ready. You think you can beat the champ?
74-67. Oglethorpe leads at 7:51 to go. And Brent, we're shaping up here for a nice finish. Johnson has cut this thing down to 2 or 3 points several times. Was never able to kind of get over the hurdle there, and it seems like every time they get close, Oglethorpe comes down, especially in the second half. Dimitri Chambers has been the leader. They make a big play and are able to extend it back out, and Johnson just hasn't quite been able to get over that hump.
Yeah, it's funny. Kobe Jones is working on his double-double. If Johnson is going to win, I look to see some explosive offense out of Kobe Jones. The guy is not quitting. He's 4 for 10 from the field. He's shooting 40% from the field, and we're saying the kid's having a bad game. I'll take that as a bad game. If 11 points and 8 rebounds and 4 assists is a bad game, you're a good player.
Well, when I played, I called that the month of December.
No, because he's 1 for 3 from 3. You never shot that bad in your life.
Easily 2 for 3. Easily. Something Josh Tummel could never do.
Tummel's threes.
There's Chambers. Got bottled up that time as Fudge. We talked about that matchup. Fudge has got a little bit of size advantage on him there. Got just enough help from Mashburn to get the turnover. Johnson with the ball, down by 7. Anastasio had him locked down there. They threw it to him too late.
Fight for the ball.
There's Chambers with a nice finish. He rolling ankle.
Oh, no. He's holding high. It's either a cramp or a high.
I couldn't tell. I think he looks like he may be okay.
It looks like it may be a cramp because that calf looks, but that's, you're at the end of a game on the second day.
Well, it's warm in here. It's a little warmer than usual. It feels like.
Well, it's warm outside today.
Now that they've.
We know Raul, the king of Miami, likes it warm in the gym. Yeah. Mr. 305 himself.
I get jealous of this thing called air conditioning that they have in Boydton.
I despise it.
There's Fudge with a deep three.
Oh,
That's the third of the half.
Good shot, Fudge.
76-70 now with 7 minutes to go.
This is turning into a battle between number 4 versus number 4. Chambers versus Fudge.
Fudge has got 12 in the second half.
There's Day. Kind of a quick trigger there.
There's Mashburn with a nice little drive, getting the lane. He finishes, cuts it down to 4.
Get 2 feet in the lane and go up. If you can elevate like he can, get 2 feet and go up.
Let's see how Oglethorpe responds this whole half. It's been Chambers responding, but he's on the bench right now. Here's Janai. Here's Grubb finally getting his hands on one.
There he is.
See if he can finish against Day.
No, not.
Fudge with the rebound.
4 against 4. Let's hope Chambers gets back in the game. Let's hope he gets that credit. He's warming up. He's jumping. Looks like Chambers will be coming back into the game real soon.
Fudge now has 15 in the ball game.
To lead Johnson.
Dimitri Chambers had 6. He's got 9 in the second half.
Yeah.
It's going to be a travel on Coke. Johnson's going to have the ball down 2 with a chance to tie or take the lead.
Hey, let's go 5, 4. Come on.
5:50 left to go in the ball game. It's been a fantastic ball game, back and forth as Johnson has climbed out of this hole several times. Let's see if they can finally tie it up as Grubb takes a wild 3. There's Anastasio. Wow. Cleans up that. A huge dunk to tie it at 76.
What did that rim do to him? What did that rim ever do to him?
That's Anastasio's, I think, 16th point of the game. There's Turner. He misses a three. Fudge comes away with that rebound. Momentum all on Johnson's side right now. Going to have a foul down there on number 20, Ryan Janai, against Kobe Jones. I think they're barking at each other a little bit.
A little staring contest. And they kind of look eerily similar to each other.
That's Oglethorpe's 7th team foul, so Johnson is in the bonus. Johnson only has 4 team fouls, and here's number 4, Chambers. Dimitri Chambers back into the ball game. Good to see him back in there as he's been by far the biggest threat for Oglethorpe in this second half.
22 points, 4 rebounds. You know, there is absolutely no foul trouble in the game today. Obviously, the refs aren't being paid per foul.
Jones missed that free throws. He just can't quite get it going from the field. Does have 11 points and 8 rebounds. Here's Koch with a nice drive. Here's Soné up top. That looks good. Big three. Quick timeout by Oglethorpe as Soné hits a big three at the top of the key just as Johnson had tied it up to give Oglethorpe now the 3-point lead with 5:05 left to go in the ball game.
Yeah, it was, you know, the guys from Oglethorpe have really good, fundamentals. A lot of them shoot with about a 60-degree angle on the arc, which is what you want. A lot of times college guys don't do that, but it is something that you see in the pro game a lot. So, very good mechanics.
We need to take note of that last series right there. You have, for Johnson, you have Kobe Jones, their leading scorer, their best player on the free throw line in a tie ball game with a 1-and-1 with an opportunity to give Johnson their first lead of the ball game. He misses the front end. Oglethorpe comes down and hits a big three to go up 3. You know, let's see how from this point on, kind of how everybody responds to that. But that could prove to be a costly exchange right there for Johnson as they're trying to make this comeback bid.
Absolutely. We've already seen Johnson play Piedmont, basically out of Atlanta, Demarest down there, and you know, at a very championship game feel, much like this game. You know, a possession-oriented ball game. Right now, it's a one-possession game with 5 minutes left, and it's been that way the entire second half.
These games are so important for these teams as you're heading into conference play to get these experiences and these big game, you know, these pressure situations toward the end of the ball game. Trying to find Fudge. There's Kobe Jones. Finds Nick Jones in the corner. No relation.
Scrub going for it.
Here's Chambers.
Chambers, head fake, gets Jones in the air.
That's blocked by Nick Jones, but they're going to get him with a foul. Boy, Chambers is so good with his eyes and his shoulders on those ball fakes.
Johnson University, number 11, Nick Jones, his first, 5 on the team. At the line for Oglethorpe, Dimitri Chambers.
First free throw by Chambers up and good. Makes the score 80-76 now with 4:42 left to go in the ball game. Oglethorpe leads it. Second free throw good, 81-76. Here's Grubb for Johnson. He drives the middle, kick it to Nick Jones. Got away with a travel. He's going to find Kobe Jones with a wild finish. Couldn't finish.
Needed to take a dribble there.
Yeah, I think he was assuming some contact would come, and it never came.
Don't leave the ball.
Ryan Janai. Got an issue with the basketball. Looks like one of the laces has come out.
It looks like circa 1999 here.
You know, in my experience, Brent, if you hit nothing but net, that never happens when you shoot with the basketball.
You know, you would have, well, we had more problems with nets than basketballs.
Because that's all we could touch. We'd grab them all the time.
Yeah. Well, no, I might not look like it.
You definitely don't.
But I had some dunks in my day.
Unfortunately, I can vouch for that.
That was last
Speaking
millennium.
of Emory.
Speaking of Emory, I'm going to cut you off the pass there as we get a new basketball. Because you're a mean, spiteful, angry 40-year-old man.
If you want to hear the rest of that story, folks, you'll have to tune in for the Maryville College Emory matchup here as our second game of our doubleheader.
You had to spend your Thanksgiving in Alabama.
81-76. Johnson with the basketball, down 5 with 4:10 to go in the ball game. Here's Grubb. He's going to kick it over to Ryan Mashburn. There's a lob down to Anastasio.
Oh!
Again!
And one! Again. I don't know how to say it in Spanish, but what did that rim do to him?
I don't know, but
Because he is attacking it.
Will Koch, unfortunately, was in the wrong place at the wrong times. He went along for the ride that time. That's his third big dunk of this second half. 81-78
To say it
now.
in Spanish, all I have to say is, oof, ay Dios mío.
Free throws short.
Needed that one.
Here's number 1, Lane Foster, back in the ball game for Oglethorpe. Here's Koch driving on Anastasio. That's really good defense by the big man moving his feet out there. They find him.
Good pass.
He finishes it at 81-80 now. Johnson cuts it back down to a 1-point ball
Imagine
game.
that. Gavin Grubb has the ball, and we're saying, nice pass.
See if they find Chambers right here. He's been their answer all second half.
This is
There's John I. That's no good. Johnson with the ball, down 1, take their first lead of the ball game. The bucket here. Here's Fudge with a deep 3. That's good.
Adam
Huge
Silver,
shot.
you need to be watching this broadcast.
Johnson now leads it by 2 as Torrey Fudge hits, I believe, his 4th 3 of the second half, Brent. He's got
5 threes in the game, 17 points. Him and Anastasio are taking over. Uh-oh.
There's Chambers with a deep 3. That's
in
no
and
good.
out.
Fudge just
No
pulling up.
way.
Heat check.
No
Heat
way.
check.
No way.
That's Bottoms, 86,
He
81.
seems to be excited. We should probably interview him after the game.
2:30 left to go in the ball game, and Torrey Fudge has exploded in the second half. Here's Chambers. This is a huge shot. It's no good. Anastasio with the rebound. Johnson up 5. Let's see if they slow it down and use a little bit of clock here on this possession.
Grubb could hit it from there, by the way.
At 12 on the shot clock. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. Got a mismatch down here with Anastasio down deep. Nice cut by Mashburn. Let's see if he can finish it. Nope.
Can't
Koch
finish
bothered him there.
Looks like Koch may have traveled, but
Koch got away with the travel there, but they're going to let him play. Here's Sonay.
oh, nice
pass. Couldn't
Just-
quite finish it. Minute 40 to go. Johnson up 5. We're going to get a
Johnson's really
timeout.
come alive.
Minute 36 to go. Johnson up by 5 thanks to the heroics of Torrey Fudge, who I believe has 20 points now. No, excuse me. He has more than that. I think he's got 23 points in the ball game as he has brought Johnson back from a huge deficit. They have now gone on an 8-0 run to take a 5-point lead.
8-0 run in this game's huge.
Now, what's the psyche right now, Brent, of Oglethorpe? They've been in total command this entire game. Had a little bit of bad luck as Demetrius Chambers had kind of been their big play guy all second half. He had to sit down for a few minutes with an injury. That's really when Johnson kind of made that comeback. But what's their mentality right now is they've kind of
we'll
got to
see.
figure out a way to turn this thing around.
We'll see how they fight through that mental fatigue. In their league with the travel schedule, in their league, you got a big travel radius. Can they fight through the physical fatigue and the mental fatigue here with a minute 36 left, down 5? In the second game of a back-to-back.
Oglethorpe has 18 fouls, so every foul, or the next foul, Johnson will be shooting a 1-on-1. 20 to go on the shot clock, a minute 32 left on the game clock. Johnson up 5.
Yeah, bottom line is Oglethorpe needs to stop right here, and Johnson's going to Jones and Anastasio to go.
Couldn't quite connect. Right idea
Nice
by Jones.
play. Putting the freshman day in. 3-point
They
specialist.
they had a huge first half with 3 threes. He can really fill it up. 86-81 now. Oglethorpe's got to get a bucket on this possession, you would think.
Look for him to go to Demetrius Chambers.
Here's Coke up top, looking for Chambers.
Swings through.
Chambers hangs in the air and scores Anastasio to cut it to 3 with 1:06 to go.
One minute to play.
Here's Grubb with the
goes
drive.
right at
Uses
Day.
that right hand, no good. That was Mashburn crashing in there. They're going to get a foul on Kobe Jones, which is unfortunate. That's a hustle foul.
That is a hustle foul, but that is not going to put them at the line.
Yeah, it's only the 6th team foul for Johnson. It's going to be Oglethorpe basketball, down by 3 with 47 seconds to go. 27 left on the shot clock. Excuse me, they're going to reset the shot clock to 30. Huge possession.
Huge.
With a Y. Here's Turner. There's Jason Day up top. That's no good. Anastasio with a huge rebound. Let's see if Oglethorpe plays this out or if they're going to foul him.
No need to foul. 3-point
Got
game.
about an 8-second difference in the shot and game clock. Here's Fudge. That's no good. Kobe Jones with the rebound. They get a travel down there as Jones battle. That's a tough call. Tough call.
Not saying it's the wrong call, but
great hustle play by Jones.
Tough.
Well, here we go, Brent. Oglethorpe down 3, 26 seconds to go. Don't necessarily need a 3 right here, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Going to get a block on Grubb. That'll send number 1 Lane Foster to the line to shoot 2.
Chester Richardson has entered the building.
Catfish.
At the line, Lane Foster.
Number 0, Josh Kamen, coming into the ball game after this first free throw for Oglethorpe.
Now, does he try and miss it intentionally?
I don't think so. 20
No,
seconds. I think
I don't see him loading up the rebound.
This would be a huge mistake. Be a bold move.
Not saying it.
Huge free throws.
It isn't a strategy. Probably not a great strategy.
Huge free throws by Foster to cut it to 1. We're going to get a deflection by
game,
Demetrius
17
Chambers.
seconds. Literally still anybody's ball game.
Can't run now. Here's Grubb trying to get open. There's a nice pass. Kobe Jones.
Athleticism. Tough one.
Whew, that ball was deflected by, I think, by Lane Foster. Oglethorpe's going to take a timeout. 13.7 seconds to go. Johnson has the ball up by 1, Brent. I would think right now Oglethorpe's going to have to foul on the inbounds pass this time.
Yeah, you're just really making a decision of who are you going to foul, who are you going to try and force the ball to. If I'm looking for somebody to foul, I'm probably going to try and foul the big man, see if I can just hold him.
Yeah,
just hold him. Just hold him.
Be interesting to see if Anastasio stays in the ball game because you're right, it's a double-edged sword. Anastasio shoots it at actually shoots at 61%, which isn't awful for a big guy. But he's such a nice luxury to have if you get in a situation where you're trying to inbound it, throw it up to him. He's the ultimate pressure valve. But I think he's gonna take a seat right now. They're gonna go with Cresswell, who's actually interesting. He's 0 for 5 on the year. That's kind of an interesting substitution. Obviously, they must feel better about his ability to shoot it if fouled, but everybody else is a good free throw shooter for Johnson in there.
Set a screen.
Got to foul Mashburn here. So Mashburn's going to going to go to the line. He's a 68% free throw shooter 68%. On the year.
68%. Kevin Wendell.
At the line for Johnson, number 5 for Ryan Mashburn.
Justin Day coming back in. 3-point specialist. Oh, no.
The Sigmund boys, Parker Johnson,
The
and
bullies. They bully
the
me.
Sigmund mom
First
showing up
one's
to the ball
good.
game.
Mashburn hits the first one.
Ryan Mashburn now gives them a 2-point lead. This is a big free throw right here. Knocks them both
Knocks them
down.
both down.
Gives them a 3-point lead. 10 seconds now. Does Johnson foul right here? Quick two. That's nice. Quick two.
Yeah,
by Lane Foster.
They're always discussing that. Strategically fouling is not a bad idea. It makes sense. But are you... It's not very noble.
I'm with you. I'm not a foul guy.
Yeah.
I think I've got enough pride to think I can guard you. But I'll tell you why else I'm not a foul guy. If you're up 3, you foul them. They hit the first one, cut it to a 2-point game. How many times have we seen they miss that second one, something crazy,
Kicks
it bounces out to 3-point?
Guy hits a 3.
Worst, if you don't foul, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to overtime.
Overtime. Yeah.
If you do foul, now I understand the percentages and the math and all that. That was never my strong suit.
I don't really think you understand the math, but you get the
I've
basic
seen enough
principles.
weird plays burned in my mind where I've seen these threes at the buzzer hit these, beat these teams that I just couldn't do it. But as it was, a quick 2 points by number 1, Lane Foster. He scored 4 crucial points here down the stretch. Oglethorpe's going to be down 1. Johnson's going to have the ball with the lead. Got to get this ball in bounds right now, first of all, and then second, you got to go down there and knock down 2 free throws.
Yeah, I wonder if Oglethorpe will try and do a dead ball foul, so no time comes off the clock. But if you guys are confident, 5.8 is more than enough time to get down the court and get a shot up.
For Johnson, you got Kobe Jones, an 80% free throw shooter.
His athleticism will get him open.
Torian Fudge is 5 for 5 on the year. And then Grubbs is 77. So any one of those guys are pretty good options.
0.8 of a second came off on the immediate foul.
Here's Kobe Jones going to the line. We talked about him. He averages 20 a game. Only has 11 today, Brent. Does have 9 rebounds, 4 assists. But he's the type of kid that even though he struggled from the floor, if I'm Johnson, this is exactly who I want on the free throw line.
These are guaranteed.
And there's the announcer jinx. Well played.
Why did you let me do that?
That's just ridiculous.
Like any great
such
teammate,
a
I'm going
rookie
to point the
mistake.
finger at a teammate.
It's a huge free throw here. Second one's good. 89-87 now. 5 seconds to go. Johnson leads it. Here we go. Here's Foster. Is he going to get it off? Chambers for 3 in the ball game. Just a little long. That was right on line.
Johnson pulls out a hard-fought one.
And what a fantastic comeback by Johnson University as they were down 13 a couple of times in the first half. Got down, I think, 12 in the second half. Battled all their way back. Didn't take the first lead until I think a couple minutes to go on Torian Fudge's hot shooting in the second half. And they escape with a 2-point win here, 89-87, as the Johnson University Royals defeat Oglethorpe Stormy Petrels 89-87. And Brent, what a weekend for Oglethorpe. They went on the buzzer last night against Maryville. They had an opportunity